Today on Drawbli, I am drawing
Fashion.
Athleisure fashion. Click that subscribe button if you are new around here.
And comment below with other ideas of what we can do to improve as artists.
So I'm doing some fashion, just some leisurely fashion here.
I love it. Oh my gosh. I love athleisure. Very American, very, well-to-do American wear. They don't wear athleisure in other countries, really.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's true.
Mm-hmm. No, it's true. I read about it on the internet.
If anybody read about athleisure fashion on the internet, it would be you.
I love athleisure.
So this was one that I started with and ended up kind of phoning it in, I will admit, and just kind of did it as a simple sketch and didn't really take it further than that. Because I don't know, this one was just like really difficult for me. I think it had to do with some of the flat lighting on it, a lot of ambient lighting. It's a kind of a cloudy day from what I can tell. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that was like partially it or if I was just like not in a good space to draw or what, but either way, I just kept this one pretty rough and then moved on to another. I actually do three different ones here. So we're gonna squish a lot into a short amount of time. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So just, I guess you could call this my warm up for fashion. Yes. You gotta warm up your fashion sense before you really dive in.
Oh, is this true? Have I been doing fashion all wrong? I've never warmed up my fashion sense.
You always got to warm up your fashion.
Although, you know what? That does remind me. Sometimes if I'm like going out for the evening, I'll try on several different outfits. So
this is true.
Yeah.
You know what? I can attest.
Right. I just never called it warming up. I hang them back up sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes though, you're getting ready to go and you're just moving and you're like, I'll pick all this up later.
You're moving, you're grooving, you're walking down the street with your water bottle. Wow.
So trendy. I like this. Trendy. So simple, like a rough sketch, but it's
like a marker sketch.
It's like
my last one's like a marker
impression sketch, and I love it. I really like it.
So impressionistic.
Oh, her look is so cool.
I mean, this is just like another athletic, kind of
This looks
thing.
like one of the girls on TikTok. There was like a big TikToker that
she might be. This was actually an ad that I saw on Pinterest for whatever this protein powder thing is. Gorilla. I have no idea. Not sponsored by this at all, but so I found this image. I was scrolling looking for images and I scrolled past this thing like 5 times and I was like, fine, I'll just do this one. It's kind of a cool pose, kind of cool. some nice lighting that I can understand pretty well.
Yeah.
So, as you can see there, I did some lines in color, just to kind of like block out the different sections for her body, her clothing, etc. And also something I intentionally tried with this one was that whatever I kind of did here initially, a lot of the time I'll take a lot of back and forth to like correct proportions and all this jazz. But this time I was like, whatever I get out of the box is what I'm going to stick with. I do make some like ever so slight corrections, but I don't try to like overlay it and get it absolutely perfect.
Oh, gotcha. Which must be kind of hard for you because you are, as an artist, so exact. I mean, that's what you're known for when you sculpt is not, I don't know if it's
when I'm translating like 2D art to 3D art, yes, because that's like what the client wants. So that's what, my background is in, what I was trained to do or what I practiced to do. But when I'm doing this kind of stuff, I'm really trying to actually practice this kind of like almost letting randomness somewhat decide kind of what happens. One that I did a really good job on that or at least I felt like I did a really good job on that was the Andrew Garfield, the Spider-Man dude.
Yeah.
I started off just like very quickly drawing the shape of his head and then I filled it in with color and I was like, whatever this is like the shape of his head now. And it kind of worked. It like ended up going in my favor a little bit.
Ends up being impressionistic. Oh, is this like a clipping mask and you're adding in some airbrushed light?
It is not a clipping mask. It is just a normal mask. So I darken her, I brighten her, and then I mask and paint out the areas that I don't want.
Oh, cool.
And then I fade both of them out. So this is to prevent me from doing pure white and pure black passes to create shadow and light. because I have a bad habit of doing that. So I just take the colors that I already have, I brighten them and saturate them a little bit, and the same thing with like my darker colors.
Oh, cool. That's such a good technique. I want to try.
Yeah, it's something I've been doing for a long time. I actually do it on my renders. Pretty much a lot of my process here that I do when I'm painting is a lot of the post-processing that I will do on like renders of my digital sculpts.
Yeah, I wish I was faster at getting to the post-processing stage, because my problem right now is that's why I like your workflow.
I post-process in the middle of my stuff,
Yeah.
so I'm just like, whatever, I'm gonna do this now.
That's what I like about you taking this strategy of just saying, hey, whatever it is with the first like laying down of the shapes, it is, and then you can focus more on practicing your post-processing, because that's where I'm running into trouble myself, is I get so kind of tired by the end, and I really phone in the post-processing, and I don't know how to do it, too.
Oh my gosh, you can't phone in the post-processing, Abby.
That's the fun part. That's the part that makes you great. But no, I work on the bones of it, and I never put the flesh on those bones.
Oh my gosh, you gotta put the flesh on the bones. You can't just have bones in your art.
No bones in your art.
So a really good example of me kind of like randomly deciding stuff is her face. So I didn't like go in with the intention of like making her face in the style that it turns out in, but as I went, I just kind of like made some marks, and it was like I guess you could call it maybe a Bob Ross happy little tree accident, whatever. And I was just like, whatever happens here, it wasn't right the first time, but I took what it was, the general direction it was going, and worked with that until it developed into what it becomes. And I actually like this one. I like the kind of finished style.
It's
kind
this
of fun.
One's super cool. I like this a lot. This is, of the two you've done so far, this is my favorite of the two.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the first one was just like a quick little marker sketch or whatever. This one I spent a lot more time on. I spent like an hour and 15, hour and 20 on this one.
Oh my gosh, this would have been like 4 hours for me.
Oh gosh, no.
Yeah,
not
absolutely,
at all.
absolutely.
No, it's really rough. I mean, everything on it is.
But you've got like her background in there.
The background is really garbage. It's like,
but
it's just
there.
brush strokes.
But
it's just nothing.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I'm trying to do though, is get, keep everything really simple, really stupid. Kiss or whatever, keep it simple, stupid, because it doesn't matter. Like, as long as the initial stuff is good, I know just from like doing other art that, this is the kind of stuff that I want to work on. I don't want to sit here and polish up things a ton, because me sitting here trying to polish a turd from the beginning stages isn't really going to matter too much. So I just need to work on my turd stage. Keep pushing that initial part to be as good as possible. Because if I can be really good at the rough stuff, everything I build on top of that, then, moving forward will work.
Yeah, I agree.
Can't spend too much time on the early stuff.
Yeah, no, I want to also try to get past the early stage faster.
Yeah.
That's so mesmerizing to watch you work on her. I'm really fascinated by your process here.
Well, what
really
about
cool.
it is mesmerizing?
I don't know. It's just you block in color so confidently. You're like,
so confident.
Big old splash of color there. And you just stripe it in too. You're not like worried about like it being the
YOLO.
wrong shape. You're just like, yeah, boom, 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 color, fade, color, fade. And then I don't know when you like blend it all together, or if you even do, you kind of leave it patchy, and I love that a lot of the time.
Yeah, a lot of the time I just kind of leave it patchy because I know it doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, I like that.
This cup, this stupid glass, I cut a bunch of it because I had to do like 10 different things on it to get it to work.
Looks awesome.
I messed it up a lot. There was some like weird stuff going on with the layers. And then I just finish up here with another quick sketch. You were in the kitchen at the dining room table drawing using the Sketchboard Pro, my Sketchboard Pro. So I went to...
Happy birthday!
Yeah, happy birthday! This is mine now. So I went and sat by myself in the living room.
You didn't have to be by yourself. You could have sat next to me.
There's no room there.
No, there's not.
Not with the giant Sketchboard Pro. So I went and sat down in a chair and did this quick marker sketch. It actually took longer than I probably would comfortably say. The recording was like 35 or 40 minutes, like around there. But it's just super rough, and I wanted to keep this one even more like happy accident style. And because of that, I think I gotta find that like in between on not phoning it in too much and not phoning it in, but kind of like letting some randomness happen to help shape things up without
think you're
being
doing a good job on that. Without being too sloppy.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like finding that nice
I
balance.
absolutely get that. I was doing some sketching this morning at the table at the Sketchboard Pro, just some quick poses.
At my sketchboard.
At your Sketchboard
we
Pro.
should say my sketchboard pro when we talk about it.
At the household Sketchboard Pro, like the
That's
90s where everybody had a household computer and you all shared one if you had one. But I was doing some quick poses sketching and they were real sloppy. And in my head I was like, maybe if I'm going to do this at all, I should do it a little better. I don't know. It's hard to find that balance, though. You're right.
It is hard
but this
to
looks
find that
awesome.
balance.
No, like for just such a short piece, that looks excellent. Vibrant, dynamic. The pose is there. You got a background.
Wow. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Love it. Love it.
Well, hey, you can see us create more beautiful art if you click that subscribe button down below.
And comment below with other ideas of what we can do to improve as artists.
And this is the part where we say...
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
So when you say a marker sketch, like are you using a marker pen?
I don't know. Like, people do marker sketches, and they look like this. I see them online all the time.
No, they're just markers. The marker sketch.
Dude, I do digital art. I'm not picking up a marker. That's going to get on my hand, and then my hands will be dirty.
Oh, my hands, my clothing.
I don't have time for that.